Senator Risa Ontiveros is calling for a joint congressional inquiry on why the Commission on Elections still hasn't secured certification for the security and accuracy of the automated election system. Ontiveros cited Republic Act 9369 or the Election Automation Law of 2007, where it stated that an international entity should confirm via certification that the AES is functioning properly, securely, and accurately 3 months before the conduct of the elections. So let's get the answers straight from the horse's mouth, and we have with us COMELEC Chairman George Garcia. Magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Magandang gabi po, Ma'am Ses, Ma'am Sean at Ma'am Pauline. Magandang gabi po sa mga kababayan natin.
Per the law cited by Senator Risa, you should have secured certification back in February 12. Pero ano po ba ang sitwasyon ngayon? Why weren't you able to?
Ma'am Ses, una po with all due respect sa ating kagalang-galang na senador, noong pong 2010, kauna-unahan po natin mamaya na automated election, the certification was issued March 9. Ang election noon, May 10. Noong 2013, ang certification was issued February 13. February 13, 2013, ang election May 13. At that time nga, ang source code review ginawa after the election pa, dapat before the election. Noong 2016 po, April 30, ang certification, samantalang ang election, May 9. Noong pong 2019, ang certification na issue, May 3. Ang election, May 13. Isipin niyo po, a little over 10 days lang, may election na.
Yes,
at noong 2022 po, Ma'am Ses, May 6 ang certification at ang election May 9, 3 days na lang election na. So ano po ibig sabihin? Yun naman po kasi 3 months na yan, hindi naman po mandatory. To our interpretation, that is directory. Number 2, ang nag-i-issue po talaga ng certification, Ma'am Ses, ay ang tinatawag na Technical Evaluation Committee. Yan po ay DOST, DICT at COMELEC ang member. Independent body po yan. At therefore, nakadepende rin sila sa isang international certifying body. For your information po, ang ating pong machine, software at saka hardware, yung transmission tapos na po kami as early as February. Kaya lang po, ang kaibahan nito ngayon, meron po tayo kasing OVCS, o yan po yung Overseas Voting System, na kung saan po, kinakailangan pati po yung system na gagamitin sa overseas, yung internet voting, kinakailangan din pong i-certify. So, yun po ang dahilan kung bakit hanggang ngayon, hindi pa po ini-issue certification, sapagkat hindi pa po tapos yung source code ng OVCS. Pero tapos na po ang source code ng hardware, software, ng machine, at saka ng transmission. At ito po pinakita namin mga first week ng February sa publiko, kasama po ang media, na pinirmahan pa yung envelope ng ating po mga citizens armed.
So ganito na lang Commissioner, kailan po, Chairman pala, kailan po natin maaasahan na lumabas itong certification with the delays? Are you looking at any specific timeline?
Before the end of the month po, makukuha namin yung certification. In fact, by next week, which is March 11, madedeposit na namin ang lahat ng source code ng tatlo, ng source code ng ACM, ng software at saka hardware, ng transmission at saka po ng OVCS by March 11 sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. And therefore, that will also be the signal na we will just wait for a little more days before the international certifying body will forward to the TEC the certification that is being required by law.
Well, Chairman, so you are saying na historically, hindi naman po talaga nami-meet ang 3-month deadline na ito. But don't you think there should be changes to that?
Exactly.
Yes po, that's the reason why po, ang COMELEC is always also pushing for the amendment of the law. Naniniwala po kasi yung law natin, ma'am, 20 years na ago na po yun yung 9369. At that time, iba po at hindi pa sophisticated at hindi pa complicated ang ating pong electoral process. Ngayon po, kita niyo po yung binigay ko sa inyong dates na mismo simula noong 2010, hindi naman po nakakapag-comply halos doon sa 3 months na required mismo ng law. So I think it's really high time that the law should be amended. But at the same time, the law should also allow that the COMELEC should be able to prepare 2 years before the election. Yun po yung problema natin. Usually, ang preparation po is 1 year before the election. Ang reason naman po is because the DBM will only increase the budget of COMELEC for preparatory year and not 2 years before the election. Yun din po yung dahilan kung bakit nagkakaproblema tayo sa
Kumbaga
mga
wala
timeline
pang
ng commission.
budget na ina-allocate sa
Wala pa po. The
COMELEC.
budget
Ayun.
will usually be
Alright.
given
Okay.
1 year before the
Okay.
election. And
Alright.
doon lang papasok, Ma'am Ces, ang procurement. Doon din papasok ang mga important activities in preparation for the election year.
Ses na lang po. Ito naman, maiba po tayo. You've been directed by the Supreme Court to make your comment on the petition by the members of the Right to Know tungkol po sa joint venture ng COMELEC with Miro. Ano po ang komento nyo tungkol dito?
Yes po, definitely we'll be making the comment, we'll be filing the comment to the Supreme Court. We honestly believe that this is technically not directly against us. Lahat po ng nirequest sa amin ng Right to Know right now under the principle of transparency, Ma'am Ces, Ma'am Sean at Ma'am Pauline, binigay po namin sa kanila. Pero binabanggit po kasi ng Right to Know right now that this is historic first, simply because they wanted to find out whether the right to information can and should extend to private entities,
Yes,
simply
yes,
because,
yes.
for example po, kami kasi ang mandamus usually po should lie as against a government entity or agency or instrumentality of government. But how about yung mga kadil o yung mga supplier, provider mismo ng government agency? Should that mandamus be likewise extended to them? Kasi po kahit tingnan natin yung rules, yung mga decision ng Supreme Court, laging against lang po sa government. So kami po, we are very much willing to support this initiative simply because we have been providing them with all the documents they wanted from the Commission since nagkaroon po tayo ng change of leadership dyan sa COMELEC.
So there should be more transparency.
Well, yes po. Therefore, the transparency should likewise extend even to the private entities dealing with the government.
So you agree with that?
Yes po, definitely.
Okay, moving on to another topic on this one, grabbing all the headlines. So, na-disqualify yung case against the Tulfos, disqualification case rather, against the Tulfos, citing that they are a political dynasty. Technicality lang ba ito dahil wala tayong law yet on political dynasties, Chairman?
Yes, Ma'am Sean, hindi pa po tayo dumadating sa point ng issue ng main case, which is the merits. Nandito lang tayo sa issue ng technicality, simply because, in all courts or in all quasi-judicial bodies or in all administrative agencies handling cases, almost the rule is, tingnan muna, is it sufficient in form bago tayo pumunta sa sufficiency in substance. When you say form, naka-attach ba yung dapat na i-attach? Na-furnish ba yung mismong respondent ng petition? Because kung walang due process, and therefore, paano kami mag-i-issue ng summons? Para din po yung non-payment the filing fee. Doon pa lang po sa mga determination na yon, the petition failed. And therefore, we cannot proceed to determination of the merits as to whether indeed there is a law or no law banning political dynasty or it is just a provision of the Constitution. But then, kahit po na-dismiss yung case, the petitioner has several options. Either he can file a motion for reconsideration or file a new petition, which is definitely an option best reserved to him.
So pwede po yung chairman mag-file ng bagong petition kasama na po yung COC.
Yung po disqualification case, Ma'am Sean, Ma'am Pauline at Ma'am Ces, can be filed even after the election but before the proclamation of the candidate. That can be filed, that can be done. Ang hindi po pwede yung cancellation of candidacy which can only be done 25 days after the election. So he has several options and yung pong attachment ng COC is just one of the reasons. Ang talagang malaking blunder po is the failure to notify or to furnish the respondents of the petition, which is a very crucial and a basic requirement when you are filing a case in the COMELEC or even in any other courts.
So, hindi na carbon copy yung mga pinatatamaan ng kaso, in short, Chairman.
Yes po, at wag po sila mag-alala dahil total po, we will come to that the COMELEC will be resolving the merits of the case in the event that the proper petition will be filed before us or in the event that perhaps the petitioner will be able to cure the defect that had been seen and determined by the division of our commission.
Okay, Chairman, another topic also we wanted to discuss with you is the change of leadership in the Presidential Security Command. Sabi po ng Malacanang, wala naman po silang nakikitang mali dito sa pagpalit nga ng head ng PSC despite the ongoing election ban. Ang election ban po, sinasabi, bawal po ang movement, hiring, and promotion of personnel in government agencies. So tama po ba yun, Chairman?
Ma'am Pauline, movement, reassignment, etc. of personnel, exact wordings in the civil service. Ang Armed Forces of the Philippines po ay hindi part ng civil service and therefore hindi po sila kasama doon sa prohibition. But just the same, even on the assumption that the Armed Forces of the Philippines is within the ambit of the civil service law, still we issue to the President a continuing authority to make the necessary appointments within the executive department.
All right. And lastly, I'm going to circle back to the disqualification cases because hindi lang isa yung kaso. There is one against the Tulfos, 5 of them. But there are a couple more cases against Erwin Tulfo specifically. I know I caught a report, Chairman, that you said one of the decisions is going to be out next week. What about the others? Meron ba kayong deadline since papalapit na yung election? Kung kailan ba dapat mailabas, no? Kahit na soft target, kung kailan mailabas itong mga desisyon ng COMELEC?
Ma'am Sean, I think as far as our records are concerned, isa na lang po yung pending involving Congressman Erwin Tulfo. And therefore, the COMELEC division is now determining as to the sufficiency in form. And if just in case that the sufficient form is satisfied, then hopefully by next week we'll be able to come up with a decision on the merits. Just in case that they're able to determine that the petition is indeed sufficient in form. So hopefully po by next week, Ma'am Sean, ma-desisyonan po yan ng COMELEC division.
And ano naman yung latest, Chairman, about the ACAP distribution guidelines because of the elections?
Yes, Ma'am Sean, Ma'am Ces at Ma'am Pauline, we received yesterday the guidelines that we had been asking the DSWD. Initially, when we granted the exemption, yung initial request nila 882 million para sa ACAP, hindi po ganun kalaki yon. But then the grant was so conditional. We demanded for the production of the guidelines. We said that the guidelines should be produced. We wanted to find out sino ba mabibigyan. Paano pinili ang mga beneficiaries? Baka naman gamitin ng politiko yan. Dapat hindi magagamit ng politiko yan at all costs. So sinabit po sa amin ang guidelines, but we deferred in the meantime consideration of the second request, which is actually a 12 billion peso request for the exemption of another batch of ACAP. Yan po, titingnan natin, pinag-aaralan na namin ngayon, yung mismong guidelines na in-issue ng DSWD as to whether it complied with practically all the conditions that we set during the first request for exemption.